from the legendary Troubadour in West Hollywood. This is No Cover, the music competition series where unsigned artists perform their original songs for a chance to win life-changing prizes. A record deal, a booking agency, management contract, tons of gear, slots on some of the biggest music festivals, and much more. No Cover, No Mercy.
I'm your host, Caity Babs, and welcome to No Cover. I'm Kellin Quinn. This is the show where unsigned artists hit this legendary stage, perform their best original material for an opportunity of a lifetime.
Let's meet our celebrity judges. He is a rock and roll Hall of Famer, a 5-time Grammy-nominated singer with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He helped to shape the sound and look of heavy metal with his stagecraft and showmanship. He has been described as the artist who first introduced horror imagery to rock and roll, and known as the godfather of shock rock, Alice Cooper. The following judge is an alternative pop powerhouse singing sensation. She's done a stadium tour with Coldplay. She's performed at the top festivals like Coachella, Austin City Limits, and Lollapalooza. But you may know her best for her multi-platinum single, River, Miss Bishop Briggs. Our next judge went 6 times platinum on his debut album. With numerous top 10 singles on the Billboard charts, he won an AMA for Best Alternative Group, an MTV Music Video Award, and MTV Movie Award for Best Song. He is the frontman, guitarist, songwriter, and founder of multi-platinum rock band Bush, Gavin Rossdale. She's the Grammy Award-winning singer and guitarist for the band Hailstorm, a die-hard touring machine that sometimes plays 250 shows a year, with multiple #1 songs at rock radio and multiple gold albums on Atlantic Records. Get your horns up for Lzzy Hale. Our final judge was recently declared the Guitarist of the Decade by Guitar World magazine. He is the founder of the cutting-edge Abasi Concepts guitar line, but best known as the leader of the world-renowned progressive music group Animals as Leaders, Mr. Tosin Abasi. Now let's welcome the bands. Our first contestants are influenced by Soundgarden, Guns N' Roses, and Audioslave. If Slaves to Humanity are able to make it to the finals of No Cover, they can't wait to work with the label and try out all their new gear on their new tracks.
It's really good, tight band. I'm always going to be a stickler on this. If you guys walked into a room, how would they know it's you? There's a look. You have to develop a look. Because you're already great musicians. You're already a great band. They're going to know that. But then get the other part. Get the glam part going on so that when you walk in the room, you're rock stars. You're not just guys from the mall, you're rock stars.
Yeah. The guitar playing was awesome. And the 3-part harmonies, and you're doing them yourself, and it's great. I loved it, and it was great to see a rock band.
First off, the drummer It's fantastic. I love the way you play so deep in that pocket and that bass sound. The band is really fantastic.
I would say the drummer's too deep in the pocket for me. It felt like it was dragging. And there's a sweet spot.
Halfway through.
It kind of dipped in tempo.
You know, as a front man, you just keep us engaged. I know, like, you're so young and it's beautiful, but I think that you got to really learn how to, you know what I mean? When you start, if you're like looking at everyone else, but we want you. We're like, we need you, because we're like sheep. We need to be led somewhere, and you're going to lead us.
I really felt for you at the beginning when there was feedback. There is a power move in not reacting and being like, we're singing this live. Like, of course there's gonna be feedback, you know? So I would love for you to step into your power even more, because you have it, you have the whole thing. Yeah. And I think the only thing I would say is just to be free. Like, you know, not get in your head and just like, this is your moment.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you guys.
Good job.
Thank you guys.
Right now, we've got Slaves to Humanity with us. You know, it amazes me. You guys have been together now for, I guess, a couple of years, maybe, and you're between the ages of 15 and 19, basically, right?
Yeah, 16 and 20 now.
Yeah.
We've been together for about 2 years now. And, you know, we've been growing and kind of working our asses off ever since.
Now, talk to me about the judges and the things they said to you. Is there anything that stuck out that you feel was really good advice that you heard from the guys?
We played the part, we didn't look the part, you know? And so that's what I think we're gonna need to start working on is the look and kind of the image that we give off.
That sounds good. Or you think you're gonna start doing that almost immediately for the next time you guys play?
Tomorrow.
Okay, that's fantastic.
Our next performer was cut from the same cloth as singer-songwriters Rihanna, Britney Spears, and Alicia Keys. Jenny March says she would be so excited to reach the finals of No Cover and sing her original songs in front of all of these amazing judges.
I need something that could stimulate my body, could stimulate my mind. Too young to be bothered. Could you show me what I'm missing? Could you show me what it's like? 'Cause I've been looking for something to help me break free. I wanna believe, yeah. My heart beats, do something to me. Electricity, now I wanna scream. I don't wanna be the only one to give the hits to the rhythm of the feeling while we're in the dark. Harder than Maserati, moving like a Maserati, really touching on my body like a new guitar. Heart beats, do something to me. Electricity, now I wanna scream. I'm a sinner, baby, I'm a sinner. I'm a sinner, baby. 'Cause I've been looking for something to help me break free. I wanna believe, yeah. My heart beats, do something to me. Electricity, now I wanna scream. I know I'm nothing but a sinner, and I'm getting closer to the devil tonight. I know I'm nothing but a sinner. Better run, better hide, better grab your love and
I just feel like this is something I could hear on the radio right now. And then style-wise, you're just giving me like Christina Aguilera in like all the best ways. But it feels still like you. But yeah, I loved the song. I mean, I wanted to dance this entire time. I mean, I did dance, but I was trying to like keep it cool. But
Yeah, I can see you.
Yeah. But great job.
Thank you. I thought it was awesome. By the way, I did notice that when you said that you want to kiss somebody, you looked me right in the eye, so thank you for that. Made my day. I'm glad you know this. The only criticism that I have really is more the song. I was kind of wanting a bigger payoff in the chorus, like something that I could see on a t-shirt or on a tattoo. But I know there's always time for that and room for that.
I'm with Lzzy. I like, for me, purely the only thing I would say is that the more crescendos towards the end, you know what I mean? Because it's like you've got those two styles in there, but they're pretty
Like
consistent.
after the drop.
And then at the end, towards the end, you want it's like a finale, like a firework.
I think the songwriting was strong. I like the Christian message of, you know, being a sinner. I think it's, you know, very relatable. Yeah, I think you are well on your way to doing more of this.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job.
Thanks.
You know, the one problem that all lead singers have is that middle eighth measure when it's the musical break. Most lead singers are standing there going, okay, now what do I do now? That would be an interesting thing to do. Find something nobody's done right there. And it's not wasted space then. Then
Yeah.
it's something that really brings out your personality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
I'm here with Jenny March. What do you think is the reason why you should win this competition?
I am a pop artist, but I think I bring a certain alternative style to my songwriting and to the production. I think it's just unique in my own way, and my songwriting is, based off of things I've experienced, and it's my stories, and I think people, will relate to that.
Right, because it's personal.
Yeah, it's personal.
Our next competing artist is a man of mystery who would be a lone shark bookie if it wasn't for music. Influenced by Townes Van Zandt, Blaze Foley, and Coors Light, The Last Night Fighter hopes to win Season 1 of No Cover for one reason: to finally pay off his legal debts.
Well, my mama was a pistol, I'm a son of a gun. Yeah, my daddy was a Yankee, and he lived on the run. I was born in a cane field, I was raised to blame. Hell, I thought I told you boys I was going insane. My God, oh my God. Well, I'm coming back to Fort Worth, shiner in my blood, and I was riding through the midnight hour in a Jacksboro flooding. And I won't stop for gambling, hell, I lost too many farms, and my woman gone and fell from me in a richer man's arms. My God, oh my God. Oh my God, oh my God.
That was great. I don't even like that kind of music, but that was great. I mean,
right on.
You got like so much history going through. It's like you're drenched in whiskey and just singing your blues. And
Pretty liquor logged.
It's just a lot of quality and a lot of history you have. I just feel that from you, very, very genuine.
I live in Nashville, Tennessee, so I hear a lot of country, and a lot of dudes kind of, after a while, you're like, start hearing the same voice over and over again. I love the rasp in your voice. I think that's something that absolutely makes you stand out in your own genre, and you have this, you have a presence. And before we even heard a note, like you walk in like, aha, he knows what he wants, he knows who he is, and then we got to hear your truth in your songs.
I ain't lying.
Let that knife show.
Okay.
I mean, you're the last knife fighter. A big Bowie knife right down the left side, right down there would make it. But being a lyricist, I love it when a song takes me somewhere, where I can picture what's going on. I can picture you in that situation, and Chuck Berry did that better than anybody. But that song, you could sit there and just close your eyes and go, oh yeah, I can see this guy shooting a coyote. I can see this guy losing his, I love the line, losing my farm.
Yeah.
The whole time I was hearing harmonies in my head, and it made me really want to sing a duet with you. And I know that you haven't asked me, but
But I'm ready.
I just, it just blew me away. And I just think the tone of your voice and the story, and it just, it feels very authentic. And I'm such a sucker for marketing and branding. I'm a bit of a branding whore. And so I love that you have the suitcase here telling the name.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That is so
awesome.
genius, so smart. And it's those little moves that really add this exclusivity to who you are and to, your brand and your artistry.
Thank you.
It's cool to hear something so stripped down. A lot of music today is like really, really produced. I'd be curious to hear more music from you, if it's always like kind of this solo guitar thing, or if you go into other, territory, but very strong songwriting and strong performance, so good job.
Appreciate it.
Great.
Thanks, guys. That was fun. I had fun.
And I'm here right now with The Last Night Fighter. Talk to me about the judges themselves. How did you feel about, the kind of advice that they gave you?
Well, I was looking for more of a derogatory comments, to be honest with you, and I didn't really get any of those. One of the old boys there on the right, he said it wasn't his sound, but he dug it,
And I said, okay, well, right on. And it was really across the board, really, really nice stuff from a lot of very talented people.
Why should you be the guy who wins this competition?
I'm not lying.
Yeah.
And the show is called No Cover, and this surely is not a cover. And everything that I come up with and the songs that I write are purely derivative of, things I've felt or done. And I think that should stand up against just about anything.
Our next band cites My Chemical Romance, Korn, and Breaking Benjamin as their influences. If Dark Station wins season 1 of No Cover, they have vowed to throw a major rager and then get right to work writing new music.
Cat down in the dark, where I can be bold, like a scar or a mark that keeps me cold. I know there's only one way out. I know you won't stop me now. I know to break the rules that come through the glass.
Very awesome. I'm curious about something. How long have you guys been together?
This is actually our first show.
Wow.
This is not how it's supposed to be.
That's not how it's supposed to be, no.
You can't have blame and game in a song. Please don't do that. You can have game and slain. I thought just use the word slain instead of those two together. Gotta watch those cliches. And obviously, it's difficult. Your very first show, you're on TV. You want to, you got to be so nervous. It's horrific in a way. By just standing still and singing to us or whoever the audience is, I always find I always pick people out to sing to.
Another thing about that on the lead singer part thing, if you're starting that thing out cold, look me in the eye. Clint Eastwood never blinked when he did something, and you believed everything he said, right?
There's a sort of MySpace era nu metal vibe going on that it's cool if that's what you want to do. Considering this is your first show, irrespective of the outcome, you should keep being a band.
Yes.
Because this is a weird first show to play. Yeah.
You'll draw probably more than this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Twice as many.
I'm here with the band Dark Station. What is special about your band? Why do you think you guys should be the ones that are chosen?
I'm not doing this to be the best singer. We're not doing this to be the best band. We have a message to send out, a positive one, and we want to keep rock alive. And I think that we have a damn good shot at doing that. So we're going to keep doing it no matter what.
It's weird, what is our job? Is our job to identify talent and its potential? Or is it to recognize people in the moment really, really delivering? Of all the bands we saw, I got to say Slaves.
I have a question mark with the identity as far as musically. It was very rock.
Yeah. Well, that's what I kind of liked
Google
about it.
rock music, and you will hear that chord progression, and it's shocking that they're 16. I think the vocalist is an effortless rock singer with quite a bit of range and agility. All right, Last Knife Fighter.
He's at the road, at the bar right now. Just being however it goes, it goes,
He didn't take it quite far enough.
It gets a little monotonous. That's where I thought that on his songcraft, he was really accomplished. But if I was anywhere near him in the studio, I'd be there should be a bit where he breaks away.
I wonder what his vocal range is.
I always equate it to it's like talking about penis size. It doesn't matter as long as you know what to do with it. It's like you're gonna have a 1 octave range versus a 5 octave
look at
range.
Dylan.
Yeah, and it's magical either way depending on what you do with it.
That's very kind to the penises there.
Yeah.
Very kind, very kind sentiment.
Are you talking about Dylan's
Can I
penis?
say that on TV?
Are you referring to Bob Dylan's?
So Dark Station.
The kid could be a star. The kid could be a star
so.
in
You think so?
Dark Station. Yeah, because I think that this is his first thing. It must be so terrifying
Yeah,
to
this
do
is
this.
a horrible first show.
And he's probably
Like,
wishing that he stared us all out the whole song because he gets that one shot.
Yeah.
They have not yet, as a band, owned whatever makes them weird. They want to be their idols. They're doing all of that.
Yeah.
So Jenny March, I don't see the originality. I've heard that the sex pop style star. She's very good at it.
One thing I realized is that originality is not of value to everyone.
That is true.
Wow.
If somebody that knows what they're doing with that kind of world will really hit a gold mine with her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be a very tough decision for the judges on this episode. So let's get to it. It's time for those napkin deliberations.
WD-40.
Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
All right, Tosin, let's start with you. Who did you decide on today?
I actually chose the last knife fighter.
How come you chose him? Anything in particular?
There's a degree of originality, and I think it stood out to me.
All right, Bishop, how about you?
Okay, I went with the last knife fighter. And I also wrote, let's collab. And then I said, please don't be scared of me.
Mr. Alice Cooper, who did you choose?
I picked Slaves of Humanity. Rarely do you hear a band that young and that tight. I can see a lot of potential in this band. I mean, they're 16, 17, 18 years old. What are they going to be 3 years from now?
19.
It's never a bad thing to have Alice Cooper on your side. Lzzy, flip over that napkin, girl.
All right, I also chose Slaves to Humanity. I chose Slaves because of the hunger that I can see in them. I relate to that hunger. I've been in a band with my little brother since I was 13 years old, and I know what that's like. And that's not saying that any of you guys were bad or anything like that. Like, I loved all of you guys, and I am looking forward to seeing what all of you guys do in the future.
We have a tie as of right now. It's up to Gavin.
Gavin, who did you write on your napkin?
Well, the thing is I got to say, everyone did such a great job. I mean, like, I really enjoyed everyone today, and I don't like, this is the worst part of it. Because you're all just one song away from exactly where you want to be or the journey you want to go on. But unfortunately, it has to be one, and I went with Slaves because the musicality, that guitar solo, the really nice drumming and the vocal range, and you know what I mean, the way it all sounds together. You know, just get even more weird. Please get weird. For actually all of you, the weirder you get, the bigger chance you have. That's it.
Slaves to Humanity. You guys made it into the next round. Congratulations.
There is good news for the other artists, though. There is a secret Mercy Council that's going to be meeting later on tonight to pick one more artist to move on to the semifinals.
A big thank you to all of the artists for today. You all did an amazing job. Congratulations for being here also.
Woo woo! Yeah, congrats guys.
We head next to the iconic Sunset Marquis Hotel in West Hollywood to meet our no-cover Mercy Council. Today's remaining artists will meet with these three music industry maestros to determine the one lucky act who will get to perform in our special Second Chance Wildcard round. Let's meet today's council. In addition to playing bass for Ozzy Osbourne, Rob Blasco Nicholson is the successful CEO and founder of Brand Management. Carmen Vandenberg is a guitarist, singer, and Grammy-nominated Bones UK and has performed and recorded Loud Hailer with the legendary Jeff Beck. Ash Abelson is the founder and CEO of Sumerian Records, as well as the writer-director of the hit Amazon series Paradise City.
For me personally, from the performance, I thought you guys were all good players. What do you think's the main reason that Dark Station would excel past all the other bands that are wanting to get on tours with bands like Bring Me the Horizon and Avenged Sevenfold?
The last 3 years, I've put everything I've had into making this thing happen, and I don't have any plans to stop that.
I feel like Warped Tour is over. The ship has sailed for where you belong, so convince me that I'm wrong.
I think, we're not so much focused, I know sure as hell I'm not focused on really making the money. I want to make my art. And I think people are listening to me for the first time as a vocalist, and I'm not gonna let that fire burn out until there's air in these lungs. That's not leaving my head. And we're all gonna help to push this thing as far as we can go, because that gave us something to believe in. It gave me something to believe in.
It's too safe. It's too safe. 10 years ago, this style felt dangerous. Right now, we've seen it before. That doesn't mean you can't be big, and that doesn't mean you can't win, but it's that much harder. It's the hardest business in the world. Sometimes it's luck, sometimes it's talent, connections can help, but the only thing that can make it as bulletproof as it can be, and it's never really bulletproof, you gotta be fucking undeniable. For those reasons tonight, it's gonna be a pass.
I wish that was my first show.
I know, right?
It'd be way worse if it was like their 1000th show.
Yeah.
Is the vision to be like a solo Britney?
I grew up, listening to Britney and Madonna and, idolizing them for their dance aspect.
To me, the problem is your sound doesn't do the Jenny that I've met justice. When I hear the song, I go, it's cool. Like, I've heard Britney, I've heard Christina, I've heard Kesha. They're all fantastic. In 2021, is there gonna be another one that comes out?
Yeah.
That's hard to say because it seems like pop is reinventing itself. It's not to say that it couldn't happen. Can I ask you a very personal question?
Yeah.
What's the most disturbing thing that's ever happened to you?
Well, my little brother died when I was young. I was like 6 years old. Yeah, he's pretty much my angel, and so I've been an only child ever since.
I would love to see and hear what the Jenny March song is that you wrote to your brother.
I think the most sincere things come out of a place of pain or insecurity or hurt, and I think that's what Ash was trying to say. It's like, if you hone into that, then the true you will come out.
Yeah.
Where I lose focus on you is how you become the next big thing. Because you on stage with a guitar, fine, but I don't think that that's gonna get us there.
How open are you to experimentation?
Well, I'd say you probably have to specify a little bit. Either way, I'm extremely open. I drove 22 hours out here to be part of this great show, and I'm here to play ball, in any way.
If this doesn't work out, what do you think you would end up doing?
I'm thinking about getting seriously into sports gambling and being a bookie. That's what I was thinking about.
Love that. What a great fucking answer. What's been the most disturbing thing that's happened to you in your life?
Loss, is a big thing that drives my music. Dealing with something in your own way, and again with The Last Knife Fighter, it's a figurative sense of dealing with your own problems in close quarters, and not doing it from afar. And that's what I'm doing right now, so.
All right, great. We'll talk to you in just a bit here. I think he's got a similar challenge as to Jenny. It's like, he believes it's outlaw folk, and I do think it is too, but to the average person, even how the judges were responding, it's like a subgenre. Is it a new genre?
Shouldn't the winner of this competition view themselves as an arena headliner versus dude around a campfire?
Is he the next Johnny Cash? Not with the songs we heard today, but I don't know. I think him and Jenny have a similar problem. Two completely different genres, but.
Yeah. I think that there is a similarity between you two in terms of this competition.
You're both incredibly good at what you do and the genres that you're doing. I just feel like both of you could push those boundaries into something else.
We've all spoken, and we're curious if you guys are into experimenting with each other.
Musically.
Yeah, right on.
I have not heard his music yet.
I haven't heard hers either.
The interesting thing is the challenge of writing with somebody whose style you don't know or whatever, and creating a song for the sake of a song.
I would love to have you guys talk and get to know each other better personally, exchanging your stories, and then seeing if there's a song that you guys want to write together that may be the bridge between both of your guys' stories of loss. And there might be something magical there that you could create in a song and inspire everyone watching that you guys are open-minded, aspiring songwriters.
And in turn, therapeutic.
Very therapeutic, very good.
Wow. Well, what do you think? I don't know. I'll let you take that. I'm open to anything. I booked my Airbnb all the way through Sunday.
I live here, so.
If it's on y'all's coin, I'm down. She's been nothing but lovely throughout the entire day. Whatever you think, honestly. If you're down,
Yeah, I'm down.
I'm completely down.
With that being said, a little plot twist. You're both going down.
What does
What do
that
you
mean?
mean down?
Downstairs to the legendary Nightbird Studios to advance to the next round.
Oh, okay.
Well, look at that.
Let's go, Nightbird.
I thought we were going down, huh? My goodness. Seems like we're somewhat going up.
Perfect. I would love to know what happens next.